Right, so what's big, green, and can't jump? Oh my God in heaven! Alright, maybe a little bit. So if you haven't already figured it out by now, it's a Class Zerion. So then here she is. Here she is. That was a bit of a build up, wasn't it? I like that bit. That's my favourite bit about doing these videos. I love doing a little bit of a fancy pants intro. The B-roll, which is bog roll in my part of the country, but the people in the know call it B-roll, I think. Anyway, enough waffling. Here she is then. So I've now got a Class Zerion. So she's the 5000, and the 5000 is the top of the range model. So she is the biggest tractor that Class produce. She has got 530 horsepower. If you're from this part of the world, os power. And she's got somewhere, max torque is somewhere around 2,500 Newton meters. So let's have a quick, so it's just an introduction, remember. So we'll just have a quick old wander around. So she's on Michelin Axia bib 2s. When it first came it was on trolley bogs. We specified, wanted the beautiful black rings that are Michelin Axia bibs. So she's the 900s all around. So she's got a hell of a footprint, and she's a big old girl. So you'll see we've got the tyre inflation. Just get myself set up so I can look like I know what I'm talking about. Just lean on tyre. So I know some of you will be like, oh that looks stupid. Oh, that big pipe coming round tyre, oh that's gonna get in the way, that's gonna get in the way. And before I got this tractor I would have said exactly the same thing. So I don't blame you, but we'll just educate you now, because I got an education when I got this. So you'd think you'd be unplugging them all the time, they'd be in way, they'd be a nuisance, but they're not actually. So what is it? There's 4 fingers width there between tyre and pipe. Now I'm not gonna float my own boat or try and say how good I am, but if you could drive a tractor of this size to that much, to an accuracy of that by eye, when you can't actually see the tyres, the only thing you can see is the bonnet, then you are very good. So yeah, I don't get them snaffled up on anything. I've never had a problem with them. I completely forget they're there. So it's not the inconvenience that you think it is, because I thought it would be. When it first came I was taking them on and off and flipping them up. No, there's no need to do that. no need. They're absolutely fine. So yeah, I know you're like, oh, it's getting windy. I bet there's some wind noise. I need to get a microphone. So should we stand round back? This is back end on the old girl. So we've got a category 4 linkage, like lower links. Same with top link. It's a big heavy top link, but whether they've done it by design or not, I don't know. But there's no grease nipple on the yoke down here. What that means is it gets incredibly stiff when you're trying to attach it to something with 3-point linkage, but actually it's a safety device that I don't think they're actually meant to create, because it gets so stiff it doesn't come crashing down on anything, particularly your head, because that won't be very good, to be honest, if that came crashing down on your head. Anyway, so we've got 6 spools on the back, air brakes, ABS, isobus. I've got loads of different drains, free flow returns, case drains, big old 3/4 up there. Only got 1,000 speed PTO on this. The stabilizers are like the John Deere, the drop down ones, which is a little bit of a gripe with me. I prefer a tractor of this size with a Cat 4 linkage. I think they should have sway bars. You shouldn't be having them because they have sheared twice since I've had it. Big beefy axles. Obviously this, you know, the Xerions, it's a 4-wheel steer. Yeah, and they've got plenty of weight you can add onto it. So each one of those wafers up there is 400 kilograms, and you can take 1 off, take 2 off, but 4 on. You can really play about with the weight. Now I didn't realise I could do this actually till one of the blokes at class showed me how to do it. You can get the axle temperatures up on the screen. So to like balance the weight out, I've just been going off the axle temperatures, and if I get the axle temperatures even, and if I'm not getting as much grip as I want, then I can just keep adding weight but equal on front and back, and keep the axle temperatures the same, and then I know I'm not overloading the front, not overloading the back, which was really handy. So thank you for the person at class that told me that. So I'll have a quick run round. I've left the running because I don't want my GPS to disappear. So it's an absolutely massive bonnet. Now this is at head height for me. This is a monster, but treads very lightly. Yes, believe it or not, and we'll get into that at some point. Look, I've got some air-ons. Tones. So moving our way around then. Got a nice little toolbox underneath there. I've got 360-degree lights. So this particular Xerion, shall I get out the wind again? This is professional, isn't it? This is what you come to expect from my channel. So this Xerion hasn't got the fancy pants, swizzle nizzle cab on it. So this is it's a full spec, all bells, all whistles, it's fully loaded. It's got as much on it as it possibly can, apart from the fancy pants cab. Because this isn't the fancy pants cab model of Xerion. This isn't like the sort of utilities multi-purpose tractor. This is the version of a Xerion which is just horsepower, pull. That version of a Xerion. So it's called the Track. So it's like Xerion 5000 Track. So all this is designed to do is pull and pull and pull and pull. And this is the limit of what you can really do with tyres. Tyre technology, it's not the technology, it's probably just physics. Like, you can't get a more powerful tractor on tyres and actually effectively put the power to the ground. I know from driving this, I don't struggle for power, it's always grip. Grip, always, I always lose grip before I lose power. Every single time without shadow of a doubt. So yeah, that's a bit of a brief look round. We'll have a look in the cab in a minute. I've got the Horsch Tirana 6 metre on. It's going to be drilled later on this week, so I'm running through the Tirano, and we will go through that at some point. Like I say, we're going to go through everything. Yeah, we're going to go through everything at some point. All the kit, all the tractors. Let's climb up into this cab. Ready? Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, so here's the cab. This is where the magic happens, or doesn't happen. So it's a Class Lexian cab, same as the Combines, just different controls, different layout. It's absolutely massive. You could have a five-a-side game of football in here, or a bit of a rave, or whatever you like really. I'm thinking about fitting a disco ball up there just to invite some friends over when I'm putting a long shift in. We'll have a bit of a disco. Yeah, it's we'll go through. Let me jump in and get going. I'll just put you up here. So yeah, at some point we'll go through all the controls, everything, what every single button does, button, switch, lever, screen, menu. We'll go through absolutely everything, every bit of this tractor. So like I said, this is just it's just an overview, just an introduction to the tractor, because it's been 3 years. I put nearly 3,000 hours on it now, so it's not exactly a new tractor, but it is as far as YouTube's concerned. I just want to touch in a bit about the response that I had from that first video I put out. Honest, words fail me, to be honest, at the minute. But I need to just get going. I'll record. I'll get the camera going a bit again later on, and yeah, we'll just say a few bits about that first video. So I hope you're excited to see the new tractor. If you're not, then sorry. But there are some proper shade of green tractors on the farm, and I'm not talking about John Deere. So all you Fendt fans, don't worry, there's still the chance to get your Fendt fix on this channel. Yeah, right, I'm gonna crack on. Right then, so before we end this video, I do really just want to touch on the response that I had. Sorry, the response that I had from that first video. I never expected it. I really didn't. I honestly didn't. I thought 90% of the people who had stayed subscribed to the channel had pretty much forgotten about me. So after reading through all the comments, it looks like it might have taken a small amount of weight off other people's shoulders as well, maybe. Which I think that's difficult about depression. It is something I sort of shared the tip of my iceberg for the things that I'd mentioned. Like I say, I've suffered with it for as long as I can possibly remember. So one of the things that I find difficult with this illness, and I always have, is that trying to explain it to people who have never truly had depression. You never feel like you can do it justice. So I think this is why we don't share, why a lot of people keep it bottled up, because you don't feel like there's that real understanding there about the condition, and just how crippling it can be. That it's not just feeling down, it's not just having a bad day, it's a physical illness. It alters your body. You never feel like you can truly convey exactly how poorly you are. And I think that leads on to the reasons why we don't share, why we don't talk about it. It's because in my head, if I try to tell someone how I'm feeling, I do a really bad job of it, and then in your head you start thinking, well, they probably just think I'm overreacting, or I'm a bit of a weak person. So it's that understanding, and I think that true understanding only comes from people who suffer with it. So in the comments, it was a real eye-opener, and really quite saddening, to be honest, to see just how many people do suffer, or have suffered, who are suffering. And I personally feel like we are facing a bigger epidemic with depression than COVID ever was. It's very, very sad. It's very sad. So if there's anything I can do on this channel to help someone, anyone, one person, just through understanding what you're going through and how difficult it is, and knowing that you can't feel like you can't talk to anybody, and that's fine, that's your choice, that's your decision. You can reach out for help when you feel like it. People trying to actively help you get better can sometimes make you feel 10 times worse. So with this channel, I'd just like to say I know how you feel, I understand. No need to explain to me, I get it. I really, 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 truly understand. So anyway guys, we'll leave it there. We're not too somber out. Let's have some hope and positivity. So thank you very much for watching my first video back. Hopefully it's the start of many more. Yeah, we'll just see what the future brings. We'll take it steady, see what happens. All right, I'll see you soon, hopefully.